stood there. But I don't like my forest. It makes me look like some wild, crazy person who lives out in the forest.
I picked virtual and that came up. I don't know why, but it did, so I chose it.
I have to take pictures that I've taken off of my desktop. Photos I've got.
See, you guys are having fun with the background. This is wonderful. I love it.
So, hey, Jerry, are you home now or traveling?
Oh, I'm doing good.
What?
Where are you?
I'm in Julian.
Oh, okay.
Ooh. Nice.
Yeah.
Is that where you live, or you? No, that can't be
No, I rented my house out, and I was traveling in Arizona, and then this thing started falling apart, and everybody had to, so I had to get back. But the people are still in till the end of the month, so decided to stay up in Julian until I can go back to Carlsbad.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. It is officially 12:01, so we will get started. Thank you so much for coming today. I know things are a little crazy out there, but this is an opportunity for us to embrace change. I know it's been hard for me, and my anxiety level has been real high this week, but I think doing things like this will kind of help us feel a little more normal. And so what we wanted to do today was kind of have a real casual meeting where we go over how to use the tool, what an online meeting kind of agenda would look like. Corey is going to give us a presentation on, tips for presenting on video, because it is different than speaking in person. And we'll try a short little round of table topics just to have everybody practice using Zoom. I will be your Toastmaster for today, as well as the president. So we'll just run everything together. But first, I just wanted to check in with everybody and see how everybody's doing. Does anybody need anything? We are a community, and I want to make sure that if anybody needs anything, that they know to not hesitate to reach out to us. There is an email that goes to all the officers, so you don't have to email the whole club. You can just reach out to the officers and let us know. If you can't leave the house and you need somebody to grab something at the store for you, we can get it done. If you're out of toilet paper, we can see if anybody has an extra roll. Things like that. We just want you to know we're here for you.
Not really, yeah.
This is a community, and we want it to feel like that. And that's why we're going to keep the meetings going in this strange format for as long as we need to as well. So does anybody have anything that they need right now, or any updates to share?
Thanks for offering.
It's a great time to start doing this. That's for sure. My wife's a school teacher, and she's out of work and she's at home, and she just got notice that they're going to change the format to online, and she's freaking out. She's never done this before. So I think talking about video is really important, because it's just a sign of the times. It's changing.
Yeah, well, that's a good point. Guests are still very welcome at a Toastmasters meeting, even if it's online. So yeah, if you're coming across friends and family that are like, how do you use this? Tell them to join us next Friday. Or, we're going to send a recording of this after. Share it with whoever you want. If we can help others, then that's just a bonus for, good PR for our club. In addition to helping people. So
I suggest to post the meeting on our Facebook page as well, so that people that are not members, that way they can join.
Yeah, I was going to put it on YouTube, I think, because I think that's the easiest way for us to share it than to our Facebook, and we can put it on the website and all of that.
I was thinking more of the schedule of the event and the Zoom link.
Oh yeah, we will start doing that. I didn't do it for this one because this one's a little bit more of a how to, but starting next week, yes, we will share that with everybody.
this, or if I should come in and get one.
Okay. So what we're gonna do first is kind of a how to use Zoom. So I'm going to share my screen and walk you guys through the tools and how it works. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mute everybody. So until it's your turn to speak, if you just stay on mute, and then if you're the speaker, or when we do table topics, then you unmute yourself for that portion and then jump on. Okay, so you should see. All right, so it's going to look a little bit different right now because I'm sharing my screen, but what I want to walk everybody through are the tools. So the first one being when you're speaking and your microphone is the microphone, and this is probably at the bottom of your screen right now. Or if you move your mouse to the bottom of the screen, this toolbar will show. You have options. So if you have a headset or your computer has a microphone, you're going to have different choices here. If you need to call in on the phone and use it that way, that's an option as well. There's all of that, but the biggest one is that's also where you mute yourself. So you just click it, it will have like a red X over it if you're muted. The second one is your video. So again, I have a webcam or my computer cam, so those are the differences there. The big one we were getting a question about was virtual background. So you may have noticed some people have a fun background set. This is where you can do it. But more importantly, this is what we're going to be using for the timer feature going forward. So Deanna will be the timer today to show you how it works. But basically, you're going to be looking for green, yellow, red background behind Deanna to be changing. So you have to kind of keep her in the corner of your eye when you're speaking. You can do that, but there's preloaded ones, or you can change, you can add any image from your computer basically. Participants, so this would show on the side of your screen, but you can see everybody involved in the meeting. And one thing we want to do, if you have a role during the meeting, is put your role by your name. So if you hover over your name, there should be a rename. And so all it is, you know, like that. Then, you know, next week when we have all of our regular roles, plus a few additional online meeting specific roles, it'll help us know who's doing what. So that's how you would change your name. And again, if you're on mute and it's your turn, this is where you can unmute yourself as well. Things like that. Okay. Then the other one is, so right now I'm sharing the screen, but if you were doing a speech and you wanted to share as well, so if you had a PowerPoint slide or things that we actually don't usually get to do because of our location are now open up to you. So if you're doing that, you would go to share and all that. We recommend if you're going to do it, make sure you get all of that stuff set and ready before you begin your presentation, so that you're not kind of stopping in the middle of a speech. But again, if you want to do that and you want practice before the meeting, we're happy to do that. I'm happy to jump on with you for a couple minutes and just practice it so that come Friday, it's as smooth as we can make it. Oh. You're not seeing any of the controls at the top, Lucille, when I hover over them?
I didn't see him.
No? Okay.
No, I just see your screen right now, like
I
your.
just see your screen. It's very pretty and very colorful.
We've been only seeing your screen.
Oh,
So
that's weird. Okay. It's showing me all the Zoom tools.
No.
That's okay.
are you using dual monitor?
No.
Okay.
But I visualized everything you said. It was in
Did
my.
you? Okay.
Yeah, I did.
Well, basically, on your screen, on your screen at the bottom, do you see like there's icons? There's a microphone, there's a video camera, there's little people.
Well, that's
Yep.
all changed since you started sharing your screen. It's all sort of moved a bit.
Okay.
On my screen, I can
Oh, that's
see
good.
it if I take my cursor down there.
Yeah.
And then after a while, it goes back to my screen, but there's just a little bar down at the bottom. But then when I move my cursor down there again, or just move it, then it goes back to yours. I don't know if
Okay.
anybody else's is working like that.
Yeah, so that's where so usually you have to hover over it to get the toolbar to show up. But, well, so I thought you could see my toolbar as well. That's weird. But, so those are the tools. Is anybody unclear since they couldn't see what I was talking about? How to work it? But, well, so, okay, for the renaming, if you turn on manage participants, so then on the side of your screen, you should now have a list of everybody who's in the meeting. If you hover over yourself, there will be a button that says rename and you change the name. So if anybody doesn't see it or doesn't know how to do it, let me know.
So whoever's the timer, they're going to have the red, yellow, green JPEGs or whatever handy, right?
Yeah, so Deanna has them, so I'm hoping it's something that you can share.
I can share it.
Yeah, we just need to make sure that we have those handy so that we can change the background as the time changes. Whoever the timer is, of course.
Yeah.
I'll put it on our website so people can download it.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Well, see, this is why we're trying it this way first, because it's not going to go smooth the first time.
Well, I'm very impressed that apart from me and Lucille, no one else has touched their face, and I can't stop doing it. Very impressed.
That's been so hard. I never realized how much I touched my face before.
Yesterday, I got this blue face pack and I put it on. And in 10 minutes, all the bits and pieces I had to do, I had it all over my hands. I just wanted to see. And sure enough, I had it all over my fingers. I looked down and went, oh! So we do it. We do it a lot.
Yeah.
And I've been telling people, just wash your face. Don't wash your hands. Well, wash your hands, but also wash your face.
Yes.
Every now and again.
Okay, so the other thing I wanted to show, which I guess I can't show, so I'll just tell you, at the very top of your screen, how you view the screen, you have a couple options. So there's gallery or there's speaker view. So we recommend you go to speaker view, which will make whoever's speaking the main video on your screen. When Corey is speaking, I'm going to force that, so his video will be the main one you see. But typically that's the best setting to use in this kind of option. And then as long as you can see Deanna is kind of the point, but we'll try to make sure Deanna stays towards the front of everybody's screen. But if you can't, you can go back to gallery view, you know, during table topics or whatever, so that you can at least see the timer happening. Okay, so for next week and the next couple weeks while we practice, what we want to do is have one speaker, one evaluator, and keep things fairly simple until we get used to using this tool. And we're basically wiping the schedule clear at this point and starting over. So we're going to send you a link to an online scheduler to sign up. If you can't access or can't use it, contact Deanna directly to get scheduled. Most of the Pathways projects, I think, should work fine with this. It's only when you're further along in the advanced levels that I think some of the projects will be more difficult to do. So for instance, I was supposed to give a 20-minute keynote address next week, and I don't think that's going to work very well on the online presentation, or at least I would like to practice it in person since that's something I need to do. So in that case, I would probably defer that project for now, but any of the beginning lower level projects should work just fine on here. And once you get Corey's tips on how to present on video, you'll be good to go. But we are looking for a brave soul to be the first person to be the speaker next week. So give that a thought and reach out to Deanna when you're ready.
Jessie can do it. Jessie, you've been practicing, right?
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
ready.
That speech was ready to go.
We can talk later.
Yeah. So we're also, if you're Toastmaster for the week or that kind of thing, I have modified our agenda. So I will send that a modified template out. So we can still have things like our agenda and all that goes out. It's just a slightly different format. We can either email it out ahead of time or you can screen share it at the beginning, either way. But just things like that we want to do. There's 3 new roles that they suggested we use for online meetings, and they are, let me pull them up. They are chat monitor. So somebody who's, has the chat open. So if anybody's having technical problems or things like that, they can address it. The second one is watcher. So this is somebody who is evaluating specifically on, the screen presence, basically. So is your lighting off? Is your volume weird? Are you echoey? Things like that. They give specific feedback that only really applies to a video. And then the last one is a technical sergeant of arms. So this is somebody, again, that's going to kind of be helping with muting people or unmuting people if they need help, switching, screen sharing, and that kind of thing. So right now we're using my Zoom account, but I can give anybody like hosting controls at any time. So if you're the technical sergeant of arms, you'll get the ability to modify the other participants, help them with any issues they may have. So those are 3 new roles that are on the sign up sheet you'll see. I think we already talked about, this is great practice for outside of Toastmasters as well. This is already, video conferencing was already becoming bigger and bigger in the corporate world. And now we all can say that you have practice and experience with Zoom conferencing. So that's good as well. So I do, I know it's going to be a learning curve for a lot of us, but if you embrace it and just try, it would be greatly appreciated. So that's kind of the how-tos. If you have specific questions, jump on the chat and that kind of thing. I can help you. And then the last thing is just an announcement about dues, because that might have been on your mind. And I know it's on Paul's and it's mine. But Toastmasters did send out a message that they extended the dues deadline for a month. So we have till the end of April to pay our dues, right, so that we remain an active club. At this point, judging by the governor's announcement last night with no end date of when we can leave, we're probably going to need to mail dues to Paul and just proceed that way.
Yep.
So
I have dues already from some folks that have mailed,
great.
And then I collected a couple previously. I think I don't know, I forgot what the minimum is, if it's 6 or 8, but we should be able to meet that.
Right.
8 minimum.
8. So, I mean, the other thing is last term, we had set up the ability to take credit card payments and things like that. That's also something we can do online. We can send links to people. So if you'd rather just pay by credit card, we can do that too, or you can still mail a check to Paul. But that's kind of where we are with dues. All right.
I have a
So-
quick question.
Yes, go ahead.
Would you like to ask among, I don't know, all of us here, who are familiar with the Zoom? Because then that would be a good person to do the next meeting, to be the technical support or the chat monitor, kind of like that. So
Yeah, is anybody?
I'm asking who is familiar using the spring conference. Sorry,
Looks like Stacy is. Stacy's waving her hand.
I am. And Paul, are you familiar with Zoom?
No, not too much, but Stacy is. It looks like she's waving her hand.
Okay. Are you familiar, Paul? Are you familiar with other?
Oh, sure. Oh,
Okay.
yeah, all day long.
Okay, so that's the same, pretty much.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm wanting to find out who, not necessarily Zoom, but just who are the people here right now that are familiar with conferencing software.
Yep.
So it's Paul, Stacy,
Yeah.
me, Deanna, I believe, and
Corey.
Okay, sounds good. That's very good.
Yeah, so if anybody's willing to do the next kind of technical support, that would be great. Okay, I think with that, we're gonna have Corey take over and give us tips on video presenting. So I'm gonna unmute him and I'm going to spotlight him. All right, whenever you're ready, Corey.
So it's going to be time. Just is it going to be like a kind of a normal speech? My plan was to do kind of a talk and then do any Q&A, if that works.
Perfect. Yeah, we're gonna have Deanna time you just so we can practice timing, but you're not being judged.
So no evaluation, right?
I think not this time.
Okay,
We're
good.
just
Because
gonna
I was
practice.
gonna be ready for a rip roaring evaluation.
You know what? I would like that if you're open.
No, I'm just kidding you. If you want, I can, but I was just kidding you about rip roaring.
You know, Corey, he wants the feedback. The feedback is
Yeah, I want the feedback.
All right.
I think
All right.
feedback is good, especially when we're just practicing.
All right, Paul, you're back on. You're back
Yay.
on.
All right.
All right.
Okay, so I'm going to start. About 6 years ago, I met my cousin, and she was looking a little bit funny, and she was looking a little bit tired. And I asked her, I said, "You're looking a little bit tired. Are you okay?" And she said, "I had such a big night last night. Me and my friends went partying, and we drank too much." And I said, "Oh, where'd you go?" She said, "Nowhere. I just, me and my friends, I met my friends online. I stayed at home. I was drinking by myself and met online." And I thought to myself, I said, "Oh my God, that is so sad. That is so sad." And, I don't know if you can see this, but this is what we come, you can't see it. It is a beer. But this is what we've come to, is that this social aspect of, being a part of a community that is online. And who would have thought that we're here? 2 years ago, I went to a conference. It was a Tom Ferry International conference. And the main message 2 years ago was all about video, and how important video is. And I took that to heart. I really studied video, and I made sure that I understood it. I always liked video, though. I'm a little bit biased because I had a video camera when I was actually a teenager, and I would film my friends, and I always liked it. So I've always been interested in it, and these are the 6 tips that I'm going to give you today. So there's a couple different tips. There's tips on videos, and then there's tips on marketing. So I'm just going to go through the video aspect. One of the main things that I think that people need to consider is the preparation, is to get the right equipment, right camera, the right microphone, the right lighting, get that all together. Really make sure that you have a nice background, that you dress appropriately. A lot of people nowadays, they they don't dress appropriately, especially online. And I think that if you're giving a presentation, that you should dress appropriately, comb your hair, you know, do the things that you would normally do in public, because it does make a difference. People do see you in that same light. And you, if you're saying a professional speech, you want to make sure, or a professional talk, you want to make sure that you come across professionally. Another thing too is that don't forget to smile. Smile is very important. You want to present yourself in a good light. I have a client right now, and she left this message on her cell phone, and it's horrible. It's, "Hi, my name's Veronica. Leave a message when you can." It's, you know, it's she has the opportunity to leave something great. So I think that if you do a talk or do a speech or a webinar or a podcast, just bring a little bit more emotion and don't forget to smile. So number one, that's preparation. Number two is, what do you talk about? I think that there's two aspects to video. And I'm not going to talk about just webinars, but I'm also going to talk about Facebook and social media and marketing too, as well. So there's two aspects to video. A lot of people think about, well, what do I talk about? As far as real estate, you know, if you have a job that's similar to real estate, or you have a job that you do certain tasks throughout the day, what you can do is, I know for real estate, what I do is there's home inspection. So once you get into escrow, there's a home inspection. And so I film that home inspection. I take my phone, and you can't see it, but it's there. I take my phone and I just say, "Hey, I'm at a home inspection today. I'm walking through the house. The home inspector's here." And that's a way to shoot a video. That's a way to get comfortable with the camera. Just talk about what you're doing. And if there's someone there that you could talk to, that always helps. For example, the home inspector, I talk to him and I say, "Hey, what do you recommend for tips to improve the value of homes," or something like that. So get a little bit of interaction. The second type of speech or talk is a planned talk. And you're not gonna be able to see this because I got the green screen, but I mean, if you're gonna do a talk, plan it out. Put some preparation to it. I have basically my bullet points on what I want to talk to you about today. And it's just like a speech, but with the speech, and you're doing it online, you can actually have that on your screen, and you can look at it, you can reference it. So I would really encourage you to do a little preparation on that. The third thing that I want to talk about is the editing. Now with the webinars, you can just leave it the way it is, but edited video is a lot better. So how do you edit? There's a couple different ways that you can edit. You can edit with, I use iMovie, and I'm not going to get into how to do the iMovie, but iMovie is pretty easy. Learn the basic tools. You can change the audio, you can add music, you can change the background. There's a lot of different things that you can do. It's not a crazy advanced professional type of software, but it's easy to use, and you can do it on your phone as well if you have a iPhone. Another thing that you can do for editing is that you can send your video to a company. It's called Fiverr, and Fiverr is basically a host of contractors. And so you can see who does video editing. You can send it to them. They will edit it for a small fee. So that's a couple different ways to get the videos out there. As far as marketing, free marketing. So when you do a video, what I suggest is you do a video and you post it on social media. It doesn't cost you anything. And what I would pay attention to is what engagement you get for the video. There's two aspects to posting a video. I call it the unicorn and the donkey. The unicorn is a video that goes viral, that you have a lot of exposure, a lot of people are interested in it. And then you have the donkey that you post and there's not really that much engagement. So pay attention to what videos work, what videos don't work. The engagement is very important. So pay attention to that. Also to the sharing. You got to pay attention to who shares. Now, I'm running out of time, but real quick, the two other aspects is the paid marketing. And the paid marketing is all about, if you find a good video, you can create a funnel. And funnel is a very hot topic, hot word these days. So I can explain that a little bit more. And then the number 6 is to build your audience. You really want to concentrate on building your audience if you plan to do video. And how you do video is that you just like public speaking, you got to practice. So in recap, pay attention to the preparation of the video. Think about what to talk about. Number 2, think about what to talk about. Number 3, edit the video so it's attractive. Number 4, really focus on the free marketing. Post the videos that you're taking, see what works, what doesn't work. Really understand the funnels. And then number 6, try to build your audience as far as videos, because the more you do, the better you'll get. And we're in the time right now that the people that really understand and practice video, they're going to be the ones that are going to succeed. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Corey. What we wanted to do real fast, though, before we let Corey go is if anybody has any questions, this would be a great time. Any technical questions or how-tos, we wanted to give you guys a chance to ask Corey. So you can either unmute yourself to ask a question, or you can type it into the group chat so we can see it.
I have a question.
Yes.
When you talk about equipment, are you talking about, I've seen you bring some equipment, and I know you invested in some.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just a quick rundown from like the basic, like good iPhone, to some of the investment that you've made. I don't know how much it costs, all the stuff that you put money into, but.
Yeah, I put together a little list and I can email it to anybody that's interested. As far as cameras, the web camera, I use a Logitech, and it's the middle of the road. It's about $99. That works pretty good. So I don't use the built-in camera. I use it's a USB, plugs into the USB, and then it has audio as well. But the camera is it's a little bit better. You can adjust the settings too. So I haven't really adjusted the settings. I know it's a little bit overexposed, but you can do that if you want. As far as the lighting, I have a circle light, which is really good for standing. It's really good for any type of interviews. But what I would suggest, it's called a cube light. It's called a Luma Cube, and you can put it right on your laptop, and that will bring a lot of light. Light is very important for the video. Another thing that's very important is that you got to get a good microphone. You can't see it, but I have a Yeti microphone. They're about $100, but they're worth it. So I would suggest get a camera that works. But if you can't get a camera, get the lighting. The lighting and the microphone are more important than the actual camera, in my opinion.
Very cool.
Any other questions for Corey at this time?
Real quick, the funnel is so marketing. As far as the videos, sometimes it's a little bit daunting. It seems very confusing. What I like to tell people, just to simplify the marketing, is that when you're marketing something and something works really good, a video that seems to be pretty good, what you want to do is build a funnel. And how the funnel works is that you have a landing page. So you post a video, you have a landing page, someone has to give their information to get something. And then once they give their information, you capture their information, and then you give them something. That's the online funnel. And you want to direct everybody back to your website. That's the landing base. So, what do you do with that? You drive them all to your website. Your website should be the main hub as far as marketing.
Great. Thank you so much, Corey, for sharing with us. At this time, we're going to have Paul give Corey his evaluation. So Paul, take it away.
Yeah, take it away. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, because it said my internet connection was unstable just for a second there, so I don't know what happened.
Actually, before you do that, Paul, does anybody remember the time for evaluator? Because I don't.
1:42:10, I think.
1:42:10. So 1:40 for the green, and then.
No, one I think was, I don't remember actually.
It's 1 to 2 minutes. So then
1 to 2.
Oh,
1
okay,
to
so
2.
one. Okay,
so
well, got it.
like 1:30. One
Got
is
it,
green,
okay.
1:30 is
1:30,
yellow.
2, and then yeah, that's right.
Okay. Thanks.
All right. So Corey, first of all, thank you so much. You could tell that you're a real pros pro. And I think we're really going to benefit from having you kind of lead us through some of these things. So I appreciate that. I like the story opening. It's a really good hook. To have a story to grab us right away. So I enjoyed that. I liked how comfortable you are on the screen. You can tell that you've had practice. And it's something definitely for us to emulate, the amount of experience that you have. And I think we'd really learn a lot. So appreciate all those things about you. As far as some things that I'd like to see more of, it seemed like even though you're as comfortable as you are, there's still some non-fluencies, and I know it out. Maybe it's just because this is a little bit of a challenge and being on, even speaking for the first time, but there was, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 ums. And then to me, this talk seemed like it could be 2 speeches. It was really good. Like first was like the beginning of it, like how to do video, and the second part could be marketing. So maybe think about just spreading them out, because I thought there was enough there in just the video discussion. And then like the second one could be on how to use video for marketing. So I thought that was, I took a lot of notes, by the way, so that was really valuable. And then as far as the impact for me, I'm just really glad that we have someone like you to help guide us on this. I know that you've been setting up your camera in the meetings. I know you do a lot online, and you're, like I said, a real pros pro. So I appreciate that you're doing this for us, and I thought it was a really good talk.
Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. All right. So with that, I think we're going to turn it over to Stacy with table topics and just do a short kind of round of table topics. Stacy does have a word of the day, so I'll let her share it, but I'm going to type it into the group chat too so everybody can see the definition of that. But Stacy, go ahead, take it away.
State of being full. I see you looking, maybe somebody doesn't have their video or their microphone muted. I hear kids in the background, but
sorry.
It's not too bad. It's okay. So the word is plentitude, which means the quality or state of being full. Does everyone understand that pretty much? I do have a, oh, you can't see it because of the background screen. So what I'm doing today is I was trying to think of a way to get our minds off the epidemic that's on everyone's minds these days. But I kept coming back to it because I believe as a society, we need a safe place to express our feelings and concerns. Would you agree with that? It could be a way of healing. So I have a book on my bookshelf that's written by a local author, Kenneth Foster. And the book is Ask and You Will Succeed. If I hold this up, maybe you can see it. There we go. Kenneth Foster is a local who lives in San Marcos, and he wrote a book that is about asking questions, which is what we do with table topics. So I think it's a great way to segue into the thing that's on everyone's minds these days. So your health, now that we're faced with something that could or could not affect us, I would like people on this Zoom call to share some thoughts that have been going through their minds. where you are right now with this whole situation. So I'm going to start with, let's say, Jesse, and have Jesse share where you are, what your thoughts are, how you are doing, and see what you have to say.
And the word is quantitude?
Quantitude.
Plentitude? Plentitude, okay.
Plentitude.
I can, yeah, I got it.
Yeah, it doesn't show.
All right. Well, here at home, staying home so much, I'm feeling a huge plentitude just actually in how much I actually feel full being at home so much. And that came as a surprise because I thought being at home, I would want to eat all the time. And in fact, it's basically the opposite. I am also a lot more regular with my meals because I've always been a kind of what we call a grazer, and I'll just eat a little bit all day long. And when I'm home, I have 3 meals. I have breakfast and lunch and some dinner. And I plan it out in my head, and it's just not difficult. And I'll look in the refrigerator throughout the day and decide what I'm going to eat. And this is, I only mention it because it's different for me. Because I'll pull out the bag of chips, you know, and just be a bit haphazard about the whole thing. So overall, though, I do watch the news, and I read a lot of these articles that come by, and there's different webinars that are up, and they're all very helpful. And I think the idea of working together and being a global community, or even just an immediate community, is really healthy for people as a whole and for our mental state. And it's one of the things I think that is going to come out of the innovation of the problem that we're going through. Because as you know, it's never all bad. There's always some good that will come of it. I'm not quite sure where the timer situation is.
You have to put it back on gallery view so you can see the timer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're good. You met your qualification.
Am I qualified?
Yeah, you're qualified.
Okay. Okay, I'll stop talking. But,
Yeah.
It's been both good and bad. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jesse. That was great. So I'm going to go to the next question, and I think who I'm going to ask this time would be Debbie. So Debbie, the word I have for this question is values. Have your values shifted over the past week or so? And what seems to be more important to you right now compared to several months ago, for example?
That's a good question. I think my values have shifted a little. I am really trying not to be negative, but this whole thing has been very disturbing to me. And I'm worried about, I'm most worried about my parents. My mom's 95, my dad's in his 90s. I'm worried about the economy. I think my biggest value, though, is everybody's health and my family's health right now. But I'm just kind of worried about survival. Both my kids have been laid off so far. I'm wondering when my boss is going to lay me off. So I don't know. I just I feel very uneasy about everything, and I'm hoping that when this thing ends, that we will. Everything will go back to normal quickly, and that it will just be a distant memory. So I'm sorry, guys, I really want to be cheery, but I'm feeling really down. So
it's okay.
And I don't, this is just a technical thing. I don't know how to get gallery view. Maybe it's because I'm on my phone, so I can't see how much time I've had, but I think I'm done anyway.
It's green.
Okay, thank you.
Good job, Debbie. So I'm wondering, do you guys want me to use the clicker if you meet the green, or the yellow or the red? I don't know. I've just we're experimenting, so it'd be good to get some feedback. I know this is the clicker that I have.
Oh, that's good.
That's good?
That might help. That might
Okay.
help with the.
Now, should I click it when it's green or when it's yellow or when it's red?
Green and then
I
red.
think.
Green and red. We can try that and
Mhm.
see how that works, and we can always change it. So let's.
Okay.
I'll do green and then red.
Okay. Okay, so my next question is going to be towards Jerry, because I see Jerry sitting there.
Hey.
Hey, Jerry, money and income. No, wait, I'm going to go to the next one. Success. What makes you feel successful in life, Jerry? Is it something that comes easy for you, or do you struggle with it?
Okay. What makes me feel successful is when I actually do something and get the results that I want. And so that can be finances, it can be your health, it can be your personal connections with people. If you want to feel the plenitude of the world, get out there and do these things, connect with people. And I feel a little challenged right now because it's hard to connect with people in person. This online is great. I think this is great that we got this set up, and it's really, and we can connect. But I think it's going to be hard for a lot of people. When you're talking about social distancing, and one of the things that really makes us feel successful is being around other people. And I think that's going to be very challenging for a lot of people, is not being able to connect. So I think that be successful, especially in this crisis, I think we need to help each other. We need to come together and help each other, and not just think about ourselves and like, oh my God, I got to grab some food and, that kind of thing. I was in a grocery store and people were hoarding, and it was like kind of, people, we got to come together here and work together. So that's my thing, is that it's an opportunity to help other people. Thank you.
Very good, Jerry. Great answer. I'm thinking about money and income because now a lot of people are laid off, or they're working from home, or they've never worked from home before, and they're looking for ways to earn extra money. So Anita, are you ready for this one? Are you able to work from home, or are you currently laid off from work? How has this changed your ability to earn money?
Oh, you shouldn't ask me this one. By the way, hi, everybody. Because actually I'm retired, so I get some Social Security, but we have a little home-based business too. And we make candy and sell it at events, and we sell it business to business and that kind of thing. So this year we were planning on, as every year, we really look forward to events and festivals as an income opportunity and marketing opportunity. But since we sell candy with chocolates and so on, we only sell the first of the year and the last of the year, and not during the summer. So our big season starts in March and ends in May. And every weekend we work at an event. There's a plenitude of events during that time, but they've all been canceled. So I am working from home, and I'm working from home, but I'm working on improving my website and learning new things and getting the, just things organized so that when things turn around, then we'll be ready to just jump right in.
Great answer. Thank you. Do I have time for one more question, Mrs. Toastmaster? One more, maybe? So I'm gonna probably ask Paul. Let's go to Angel. Nope, this question won't work. Let me see.
It's got to be Angel. Pick Angel.
It's got to be Angel. Okay. Well, she has cats and dog, so relationships. That's what it's about. This question's about relationships. Now that we're spending more time with our family members, what kind of activities do you find yourself doing? Are you catching up on things you've been putting off, or are you putting puzzles together, playing games, being creative? How are you spending your time, Angel?
Asking me that question. To be honest, I feel enormous abundance and plenitude because my lifestyle in terms of worry has changed, and in terms of going out has changed. In other ways, it's not really changed because I still don't have enough time for everything. I'm still running around trying to get things done in the house, trying to catch up on things and all of that. I've ordered a ton of books. I've probably watched a bit extra Netflix, but it hasn't changed a great deal, but my relationships have changed. I've got a new cat. I'm trying to get her settled in. I rescued 20 cats last month. I got them all into the Humane Society, and 18 of them have already been adopted. I thought that it would change in the way that I would have to go and volunteer there. Even though I'm allergic to cats, I thought I should because they might not have people. And they said, no, everything over there is fine. They've cancelled their training to have volunteers come in and learn how to do the job. They can't take on new ones at the moment, but they've got enough. And I've got my ex-boyfriend here. He didn't have anywhere to go, and now he can't go anywhere. So I'm stuck with him. Really great, because he only comes home about 10 o'clock at night with food, and then he goes out again about 7 o'clock in the morning when I'm still asleep. So I don't really have to see him, but he's been bringing the food in. I haven't been to a single store, because I have, as you may know, no immune system at all, and I have a lot of lung and breathing and other, difficulties like that. So I'm also over 60, so I'm in that bad category, and I am worried that if I catch something like this, I'll be gravely ill and I won't be helped. I won't get a ventilator, a room full of emergency staff to keep me alive, and I might need that and I won't get it. So it's a bit of a worry. But he's been there. He's probably exposing me to stuff because he's at work, going to work, but he only works with 2 people. And I've been really happy that I have my animals and more friends like you, but I just miss seeing you for a hug. I'm glad.
All right.
Thank you for the plenty.
Great answer. Great answer. And she used the word of the day. So are we going to, I'm going to turn this back over to our Toastmaster and have her finish the meeting.
Thank you, Stacy. Thank you, everybody. That worked pretty well, I think. We're getting the hang of it.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, great. We didn't really talk about the roles, but we did have a grammarian and an odd counter signed up. And I think they were monitoring people. What we decided right now was we weren't going to mess with trying to vote for things right now, but we'll work on maybe adding that back into the meeting. But for now, if we want to do a grammarian report on just the overall meeting, that would be great.
That you were very, very fluent, considering you're probably all very, very stressed out. And I did hear the word of the day from Jerry, Jesse, and myself, and I fell asleep a bit. I don't know if I heard Debbie say it, but I think everybody was really, really wonderful and very fluent and just really great. Thanks for being there.
Awesome. And Anita, were you counting Oz today, or?
Well, I did, but it was such a different type of a meeting that I just thought everybody did fantastic, except me in the but everybody did a very, very fantastic job. Just about everybody had some ahs and a few likes and filler words and things like that, but overall it was just a fantastic meeting.
Great, thank you.
If you want the details.
Yay, everybody for trying.
Oh yeah, we forget to clap.
Well, that's the thing. I appreciated the silent claps I saw some people doing in the gallery view. I know that's kind of an element I'm not sure how quite to work into the online meeting. Yeah, kind of jazz hands, everybody. So yeah, I know it's not quite the same without the clapping, but we'll figure it out.
Meeting, I'm in difficulties. Somebody come and help me. Something's happening.
I think one of the videos that I was watching that Lucille passed down, they were doing this as far as clapping. So at least, just so you can see that.
Right. Yeah. So if you're in gallery view, you can at least see everybody responding.
Can anybody tell me why I can't find gallery view?
You can also at the top of your screen.
I'm not sure if it's on mobile.
No, it's also on mobile, but on the top of your screen, you can say speaker view, or you can click that and the speaker will be at the bottom, and then at the top are everybody else.
Yeah, I'll try to find out if there's a way to change it on mobile or not. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, usually when you're on an iPad or a phone, you're gonna have some functions that are not as accessible as compared to a desktop.
Correct.
I'm on an iPad and I have the gallery view thing.
Okay. So
Could I say
we'll find
just
out.
a couple?
Yeah,
Could
go
I
ahead.
say just a couple things? First of all, I just wanted to say how wonderful this is, because in this time where we're stuck at home or trying to do what we're doing at home, just to get together with a group of supportive, upbeat, positive folks that are trying to do the best that they can out of this and very supportive is just makes a huge difference. And it makes, I think that we're all pretty positive. Once in a while we get down no matter what, everybody together and showing support, and I just really appreciate it. And then I also had one other comment on, it really isn't my position because I'm not the evaluator, but on Corey's doing these Zoom meetings this week. And I noticed, and I do the same thing, that people look all over the place when they're talking. And Corey looked right smack dab into the camera. I don't know if you're looking at the screen, Corey, or at the camera, but it was just so nice to see that because he was talking to each one of us and he wasn't moving his eyes and a lot of it just made a huge, huge difference in the whole presentation and in the meeting actually. So that's it.
I'm glad you pointed that out. Could I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
I tend to have a real tendency to look around a lot. So I'm really glad, Anita, that you pointed that out and gives me a reminder to look at that green dot, which is the camera, more and know that that's the audience, right? And I just wanted to say too, I just want to add on to what Anita said about Corey's presentation. It was absolutely, I don't know, it was really great, Corey. And you looked great, you sounded great. I love the background. And you know, that's one of those things that's a positive that we don't even get with the regular Toastmasters, is that great background. And you have the feeling that you're actually there, and it's really uplifting. So good job overall. I learned a lot. Oh, and I had a question too, Corey. Was there a written list that you could share, or did you share it verbally? Because I did take notes about the lighting and the mic and the camera.
Yeah, I have a list that I can email anybody.
Okay, I would like to be on that list.
Yeah, and then I printed out kind of my speech topics, so I can email that as well.
Okay, thank you. Because like you, I've always had an interest in video. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like that list too if you want to send it out.
Sure.
Yeah, just hit the group, please.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. Well, thank you, both of you. I appreciate that. And I agree. And it reminded me, we forgot to talk about peer evaluations. So next week, when we are in more the structured format, we do still want to give the speakers the group feedback as well. So we're going to just have people email that directly to them. So we'll make sure everybody knows how to do that. You can also privately message them through Zoom, but that might be a little more challenging to do. So email is probably the best way, but we'll remind everybody of kind of our simple evaluation sheet questions. And if you can provide feedback, that would be great, because we all need it. We still want to get something out of this as much as we can and stick to, you know, our program. So that's what we're going to try to do.
Stefan, I have a quick question.
Yes.
I got cut off after 40 minutes and I had to log back in, and it said that I have to pay to upgrade $15 if I want to be on for more than 40 minutes. Can you speak about that? Is there something we can set it for that won't happen, or is that something we need to do?
Yeah, so I know that's a limitation of the free, but I thought that was only if you were the host. So
maybe I
it
signed
kicked
in
you out.
I'm not sure what I did. I apparently have an account that I didn't know I had. I don't remember ever using this, but I guess someone had me sign up for it sometime.
Mm-hmm. Right. I thought the limitation would go away since I'm hosting it. But Lucille, did you say you know?
Yeah, well, it's supposed, unless she has her own account when she logged on and logged in through her account, but because Devin has the non-free account, or she has the Zoom Professional, that should not affect the participant.
Well, when it asks you to log in, you just shouldn't log in then?
You should not log in. You
Log
just
in.
click
Oh,
on the
okay.
link
Yeah.
that she shared and don't log in. Because when you log in, that means you're using your own account. That's the reason why you are getting.
Okay.
Yeah.
If it wants you to log in, it won't get you through if you don't. But thank you. I'm glad to hear that. I'll do that
Okay.
next time. Perfect.
I'll add that to the notes on when we send out the reminder of how to log on. I did not know that.
Anybody using 2 screens? Because when you're sharing, so I don't know, maybe you're not. I have two monitors rather.
No, just the one laptop.
Okay, yeah, as long as nobody, if anybody, I just sometimes when you're sharing screen and you're using 2 monitors, you got to be careful which one, because sometimes you're. Anyway.
I have a second monitor, but I turned it off just for this.
Okay, that's fine. I do have a 2 monitor, and I just I just wanted to point it out. But most of you only have 1, so that's good.
All right. Any other questions about how this all works and
Anybody
what's
want
going
to
on?
volunteer for next week?
Yeah.
Does anybody have any ideas what I could do? I mean, this is a little indulging, but to get into a background, I did go to the video and it didn't give me any opportunities for background.
Is that a little arrow next to it on the right-hand side of its little
and
thing?
I see that choose virtual background, and then it says virtual background none. I don't have any.
Click on the little plus sign on the top right and choose something from your computer.
Okay, so then I have to like use my own, it'll be my own photo?
Yeah, well, that's what I did.
Okay.
Yeah, well, mine comes with a couple pre-filled, but yeah,
I know,
you can
I
choose
saw
any
yours.
image.
I saw yours, and you know what? Mine didn't have any.
Choose virtual, click plus, and then go to your computer, and it says add image, or you can add video, like Corey added video. But
Image. I'll have to look it over to make sure I have a photo that I can work.
Any photo that has like an interesting color.
Well, we've been watching some other clubs videos to get some ideas, and I thought one, they all chose a different background based on the theme of the day. So that's something fun and different you can do as Toastmaster. So one of them, the theme of the day was like favorite dessert. So everybody's background was some dessert they loved. So, you know, that's.
Or do they all run off to the kitchen at that point and get something?
Yeah. So, you know, you can play around with it and make it fun. And, you know, there's things that we can't do in a regular meeting that you can add to your kind of Toastmaster theme of the day, fun things to do. So keep that in mind.
Right, exactly. Thank you. I'll do that.
But yeah, so we're going to send out how to sign up for future meetings, the agenda for the next couple meetings, all of that. So if you can coordinate with Deanna on the schedule, that would be great. And if anybody has any other questions or they think of something later, ping me, ping Deanna, Paul, any of the officers. Corey obviously will be sending out tips and is a resource as well. And we thank you so much for coming today. And we'll see you next Friday.
Good job, everybody.
Good job.
Thank you.
I'm so proud of you guys.
Hey.
Yay.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 Have a nice